Is there any update on the review on the U.S. pier?
To reiterate, the World Food Program, of course, remains in charge of logistics and has not been able to report any resumption of activities. And our security colleagues are still working to ensure that secure conditions for humanitarian work can be reestablished. Dezhi.
Edie just asked my first question. But anyway, two parts. First, on Ukraine, has the UN officially announced that who will be participating in the peace summit already?
For which?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's Rosemary DiCarlo. It's that announcement I made is about her participating as an observer at the Bergenstock meeting.
So today, Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed what he called a peace advice to negotiate with the Ukrainian side. I don't know whether the Secretary General has already seen that proposal and what is his position.
Well, on that, I think what we can say about that is what we've been saying, that what we want to see in Ukraine is peace based on the United Nations Charter and the relevant resolutions of the General Assembly and in accordance with international law.
Okay, and then on Gaza, yesterday, Ms. Gamba said the CAC report is a action-originated report, so she will engage with the parties on that list. Has she ever in contact with Israeli government?
She's had contacts with the Israeli government prior to this. I believe she talked to you about this yesterday in her briefing.
So today, I think yesterday, the Israeli government said that they will have some reaction, and they are debating on how to react on that list. Any reaction from the Secretary General?
I don't want to speculate on what actions will be taken, so we'll have to see what their response is.
Are you ready for the action?
We're ready for any actions from any member states. Obviously, we work with all member states trying to promote a good, healthy relationship between the United Nations and the member states of the United Nations, and we'll continue to do so in this case.
There are reports that the U.S. might have to dismantle this floating pier again in the coming hours or days. You get a lot of questions about this pier. How would the Secretary General characterize how it's working? There have been humanitarian organizations that have said publicly it's just become a very expensive distraction. Would the Secretary General concur to some degree with that characterization?
I'll just repeat what we've been saying. This has been an additionality to our aid efforts in terms of getting aid in. So we welcome it in that regard, but we have never relied on it as the main way of getting aid in, given the imperative need, in particular, to get aid in by road.
Just a quick question on the delivery of humanitarian aids in Gaza. We heard a lot about the difficulties of delivering aids now in Gaza Strip. Do you have any data how much of those aids has been looted by Hamas, or how did Hamas ever in past few months ever try to loot those aids for military purposes?
I wouldn't be able to attribute necessarily responsibility. Obviously, there have been diversion of aid, or what my comrade Stefan referred to as self-distribution. A lot of that has been actually from hungry crowds who have been worried that once there's aid shipments going in, that it would be a one-time only thing. And so they wanted to make sure that they would get that aid. So part of the problem is being able to reassure the local communities that there will be a regular flow of aid, and that therefore each aid delivery is not simply their last chance to get food. But so we need more regular distributions. But certainly there has been looting. And we're trying to get evaluations about how much of the stock has been lost.
But are those lootings from Hamas? Can you?
I have no confirmation, like I said, in terms of attribution of who has been taking what.